Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and a lot of good stuff. And as always, before we continue, I also publish on Rumble, I'm on Patreon and all that stuff here on the headline here. So we will start with a rumor. Got a lot of stuff to go through, but we'll start with a rumor. This rumor comes from Pro High Tech. This guy, I think he launched some other rumors. They were kind of on point. And basically it is that NVidia behind the scenes is just pressuring to a certain point the AIB partners of not accepting deals with the Intel GPUs, so the Arc and the upcoming Battle Mage GPUs, as far as they are coming. Regarding that, the roadmap for Battle Mage seen a lot of ups and downs. We'll see how it goes, but still behind the scenes seems that Mr. Jensen again is doing their shenanigans behind the scenes, and it said that they will go further as far as band search partners if they decide to launch GPUs based on Intel series. This is a rumor, of course, take it with a huge grain of salt, or huge spoon of salt, not a grain. There it is, the post itself. But it's wrapped up basically on what I said. Supposedly because NVIDIA launched in early 2018, like the NVIDIA GeForce program partner, basically it was a way to lock on partners, so AIBs for to the brand of NVIDIA, and basically not give priority to the partners, namely AMD on the Radeon part here, and of course a lot of controversy, a lot of backlash, and of course they drop after a few months. I think that they basically drop out this kind of partner program. This has to come always with huge backlash, and and NVIDIA wants to be like Apple. This guy wants to turn NVIDIA into Apple. He's trying to put everything proprietary, everything around an ecosystem that it only works with them. And if you want the good stuff per se, or the exclusive stuff, you have to belong to that club. And to get to that club, you have to pay a lot and more, because the things supposedly are better there. Basically, this is what kind of Apple tries to do. That's why you see, for example, the laptops, not taking the fact that they are bad, it's how they promote, and people then just are stuck in an ecosystem that doesn't have basically kind of interchangeable. You can not interchangeable with other stuff. In this case, the competition is Android in the case of Apple, and iPhones and all that ecosystem, which is basically what NVIDIA tries to do here with the gaming stuff, especially with the GPUs. But for that, they have to launch good GPUs to entice people to go and get in that bandwagon. You have to launch good products, which is not the case on this GPU generation. And of course, with that GPU, it's like the hook to hook you up with their technologies that supposedly only them can manage to do as good as anybody. Yeah, if the rumor, again, this is a rumor, but it's not out of the order, and because NVIDIA tries to a certain point screw up their AIB partners, like example, the biggest one was EVGA. They basically with this series they were starting to do the prototypes for the 40 series. Even with the 30 series they had like some stuff here, but with the 40 series I think J2 Sense received even like a non 4090 kind of prototyping stuff for, and I think he still trying to go around and see what kind of a build he can do, like EVGA themed. But yeah, they basically, even EVGA was basically an exclusive AIB partner from NVIDIA. They didn't manufacture anything from AMD. They basically got screwed even with a partnership of over 20 years, which is a shame, at least regarding the EVGA part. But yeah. I think, I don't know if I saw something regarding VJ. No, I don't have anything regarding NVIDIA. I saw that a lot of people just resigned in mass, something like that. I don't know. It's also a rumor, but that didn't thought to bring up because I was not sure. But yeah, NVIDIA, this is not out of bounds for them to try to behind the scenes do some kind of shenanigans like this to try to screw up at this case Intel, because they see Intel as a bigger competitive because they are new on the market, so it's kind of a little bit to a certain degree an unknown, uncharted territory for them in terms of competition. So they want to strangle competition before it starts noticing up in a market, because they are very good. Intel is improving a lot, especially with the hardware. It is what it is, with with the software and the optimizations, even their apps regarding how the drivers and how you can handle all the things with the same thing like AMD. I forget his name, but you have like NVIDIA GeForce, like all their software that goes around their hardware. Intel, it's improving a lot, and it will mature, I think, and hopefully they will don't go out of the bandwagon with the Battle Mage stuff. Hopefully they will launch next year. I don't see anything coming this year. I think, from what I understood, second half next year, maybe. I think they have kind of some issues regarding the coming around with the Battle Mage stuff. We'll see how it goes. But at least in the mainstream market here, bracket, they are pretty good. They make some competition here with, especially with NVIDIA. I think that is why this is a huge possibility, even though of course this is a rumor. But yeah, continuing with some other news regarding hardware. It seems that there is a lot of 30 series, at least 3060 dies around there to make new GPUs, because Asus is launching another 3060 Ti. This is like the Atlas Shark. I don't know if it is OC or something like that. I don't know, never heard. I don't remember seeing Atlas Shark branding from them. And it's coming with the 12 power connector. Yeah, it is what we see here. I don't know if this is already the upgraded variant here. But yeah, they seem to have still a lot of stock with this 3060, the 60 dies here, because if they're launching a new GPU and they give the luxury of still already putting new connectors, so it's not something that was like in the back burner. This is something new. Because the connectors, it's recent. It's not something a legacy component that you can just slap on a GPU. So this is something relatively recent. I don't worry about too much regarding 30 series, even maybe 3090s if they had like this kind of connection, maybe, just maybe. But this connector, in terms of giving what the burning cables from the GPU part, I think it's more the 4090 because of the high demand. It's basically almost on the limit in certain specific situations of that 600 watt power. But yeah, as you can see, there are still a lot of 30 series. That's why they put the 40 series more expensive, especially the 4060 and 60 and 60i. And then we are going to get the 4060, the 4060 16 gigabytes. I don't remember. No, the 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes. I think that's the one that it comes out now this month. I think 20 of June or something like that, or 18 of July, something to that point. We are in July, yeah. Sometimes I forget dates, but yeah. As you can see, there seems to be a lot of stock still for them to launch new variants of this GPU, and especially with this 16-pin 12-volt power. Continuing with kind of the main theme of 12-volt power, supposedly Kunamy Master is going around and making the cables a little bit more sturdier and more fail safer, which is interesting. I was just going to pull up the image here. As you can see, this has. I mentioned that usually they made the dimples stuff. They were like to manufacture on how the female thing connects on the connector, and it was, for example, this one usually has like little dimples where it makes the contact on the male part, which is on the GPU or in the PSU, and there is this kind of springs. And this one has like an added spring here to try to make it lock or gain physical resistance for the pins to stay in place and make the contact here also. This one also has this part here. It's not a dimple, so it's something that it's going to be more surface contact, so there is less electrical resistance. Supposedly it's more thicker, so it will not deform with heat if something happens. Less impedance, which gives less resistance to a certain point on the contact and the passage of electricity, and supposedly has 12%. This is like percentage, but has more insertion and withdrawal force, so it basically it clamps better and holds the connection better, supposedly, and it's already putting like 90 degrees, so it helps with the bending situation here, so it prevents a little bit more. It's not good for all applications because some connectors are inverted, so supposedly you have to go the other way around, but I think either way you just pass through the cable above or below the GPU, depending on the situation. But yeah, and then of course you have the guide here. This is not fully inserted, but then again, if with the new revision, even if this happens, you will not get contact, so it doesn't give power. And to give power with this not fully plugged in, it's a design flaw. It's again, I will hammer this every time I see this kind of image or we talk about this thing here. When you have a design flaw that induces this kind of situation and still passes current, it's a design flaw. I don't care how you try to go around it, this is not supposed to work. It's like a socket on the wall. If you don't plug it all the way through relatively properly, it will not pass current or stuff, or it doesn't pass current because it doesn't close the circuit. And yeah, this is how usually things are designed to avoid user error or not properly inserting things. But yeah, I will stop the ramble with this 12 power for today, and we'll continue further. We got some funny news. The China Customs, it's at it again, finding more individuals, this time with $32,000 worth of M2 SSDs. So as you can see, a bunch of SSDs. This is basically what I think I mentioned one of these news in the past months. That this is kind of like a cartel of some sort that is trying to smuggle people with these kind of things so they can avoid basically the tax, given that also the taxes are way higher and these kind of products usually don't exist in that quantity, and they are more expensive because of the tax, because mainly of the sanctions that United States wants to put in China because of the high-end cheap stuff and all that stuff. That is little wars they are happening. Again, it's only increases like this kind of smuggling attempts to avoid, of course, taxes, because the end user wants things as cheap as he can, and sometimes resorting to this kind of contraband. It incentivizes this kind of behavior. So the M.2s was around, and some memory products. I suppose, like for this size, I don't know, maybe some USB pen, something like that. Totaling 450 units, which is a lot to go around on your waist. And of course, this will always get the attention of customs people. There is no other way around it. Even I can manage to smuggle these kind of things. And of course, here it is. I underlined or highlighted one of the big reasons to evade local taxation. So they get more profits, and to a certain point can lower the prices for the people to buy. But yeah, another one got caught here smuggling things to China mainland. We got some gaming news, mainly studios, some interesting stuff. IO Interactive, the guys from Hitman franchise, they are opening a new office to work on Project Fantasy. I think I mentioned this one. somewhere in the past. This screenshot, I remember seeing it, and I think I talked about it. I'm not completely sure, but I think I did. And also they are doing like James Bond game, from what it seems. They already have some studios. I don't know how many, but they have like 3 or more than 4. They have like it was here on the, I don't know why I didn't underline here. Yeah. Company is headquartered in Copenhagen, and they have Malmo, Barcelona, and Istanbul. Yeah, so basically this is the 5th studio they are going to open. They basically, from what I understood, their work flow is every studio works for the same project at a time. So I don't know if some studios have more because of where they are placed, if they have like more specialities on certain things each studio, or they are kind of established all in the same way. Everybody has in the team, they have like X amount of people specialize in some things. I'm not sure, but yeah, usually they put themselves a limit of 100 to 150 per studio. So supposedly with this they are going to at least going around like they have around 400. I think they want to grow 450, 500 maybe. Or taking into account that the headquarters doesn't work as a studio also, so for studios and to get around 400 people, give or take. So it's good news. They are open for inquiries to, if you want to make an interview, or if you have a game, if you are a game developer, they are open to accept jobs here, from what I understood. Interestingly enough, Microsoft was trying to look to buy IO Interactive, but I think they didn't accept the offer. I don't know if because of kind of exclusivities. I don't know. But yeah, this is what it is. This is good news. It's good to see some studios are opening still. Some of them are closing, some mass layoffs in certain places, but still some independent ones that are open up, or like mid kind of publishers and developers are opening up new office several places. It's always good to see that things keep going, even though it's unfortunate that some of them have to close. Also, we got now some modding stuff. Batman Arkham Knight as like an updated now mod with ray tracing and extreme settings and new 4K video, even though this game is kind of old to a certain point. But it seems here on this video, it seems pretty good. The only thing that I can notice is like the rain is too it's how they say it here good. They say it best here, the sharpening. It seems a little bit too much, but this can be interchanged in the settings. The rain seems too sharp. It doesn't feel like rain. But yeah, this is a very good, decent mod here. If you have this game, it's one of the games I would like to try out. I didn't buy it at the time, mainly because it was a bad port when it came out for PC. But yeah, with mods, as you can see, you can go around and try to avoid certain things and add more things to the game. Also in the mod scene, we got Hogwarts Legacy. There is like the Ultra Plus mod. It's got a new update and introduces ray tracing and some performance improvements. I'm not sure if this is from Pure Dark. I think that the guy introduced DLSS also for Hogwarts, I think. But yeah, again, with the mod stuff, I always like to, from time to time, bring some attention on the mod scene, because it always adds something new to the game. Might not be good, but it always adds something new, and it's something that I always manage to go about it in every game that usually has like a good base, good mod support base. Since Fallout 3 and before, XCOM 2 I played with a lot of mods. Witcher 3 I also play with some gameplay mods. Any game that usually has like, at least on Nexus mod, it's the most well known. If they have like usually like a game there, that has some mods for you to try out. Usually it's always a good experience, and of course you have like the cosmetic mods and everything, but there is in a lot of scenes some performance mods, some like visual mods. It's always interesting and something to tweak and see something different on the game that you are playing and enjoying. And it usually adds more to the replayability. I usually like to go through the first playthrough on vanilla mode, like playing the game as it is, to have a good an experience according to the developers. And then I usually try out if there is supported mods and everything. I'll try mix and match, and it adds to the replayability of the game itself. And I think we got just a reminder here from Fractal Life. They did an article like yesterday or something like that. They reminding people that Elden Ring is 30% off, and the Dark Souls games are 50% off here. At least I think it's the trilogy. I think it's the trilogy that is 50% off. Not only the Dark Souls 3, but I think the other two. I made the first video that I made regarding the summer sale. I mentioned the Elden Ring and the Dark Souls trilogy, and I think all of them are 50% the free. Souls of the Dark Souls 2, the Souls. Oh my god, the Sins of the First Scholar or something like that, and the remaster, the Dark Souls 1 remaster, it has all the DLC. I think everything is 50% off. Just a reminder here, I will put the links on the Steam page on the description also. And finally, on the news, I got this one. It was like the last pick that I saw for today. It's like very interesting here. The art style, it's like an adventure game. I kind of don't know very much about it. I will leave the Steam page here. I watched the trailer. Seems pretty interesting how they're going about it. The thing here, at least the art style, and I think it's something to do with Void or something like that, and like AZ World and AZ Memories of a distant past. I don't know exactly what we have to do here, but it's quite intriguing. I will also leave the Steam page here for you to check out if you are interested. It will launch in August, I think. 31 of August. And I'm going to wrap up with some gaming deals. Still, we got a lot of them. Neon Complete Edition, 75% off, so around $12.50. We got Neon 2, the Complete Edition also, it's around 40% off, so not that much discounted here, but it's more recent, so guess around $36 give or take. Also we got the Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. It's 75% off, and if you want the collection, which is the second, which is Will of the Wisps, I think, the Will of the Wisps, it's $12. The two games, these are the two overwhelmingly positive games. It's like an adventure game, like a Metroidvania, and Metroidvania necessitates you can unlock certain things, and it seems pretty good. It's one of those that I like to try out. Also for me, and see how it goes. Both of them are very good, and they don't disappoint. You will get a little, at least what I heard, you get a little bit emotional on the story side. But yeah, continuing, we got now Nier Replicant version, all these numbers. It's 60% off. This is the prequel of Nier Automata, but this is the Nier Replicant. This is the upgraded. I think it's not just upgraded visual. It's like a remaster of some sorts. But it's the prequel. So if you want to play the Nier, the most recent ones, you play this one, the Nier Replicant, and after you play this one, Nier Automata, which is also 50% off. This is the game of the Yorha edition, so it's got all the DLCs and everything. $20 or so. It's one of those that I will like very much because of the themes that they approach here, of like artificial intelligence. I think it has a little bit of a Monkless kind of thing here, and Oitroid and Conscience and a lot of stuff they try to approach here. and are kind of like this kind of things. Also, we got Midnight Suns, 60% off in all editions. I think this one is the best one because it got all the DLCs that came out here for $40, so I think it's a good price. And they are still updating here. Yeah, a lot of characters. If you like to scratch the itch of kind of XCOM gameplay, this is kind of variant that it is like a card, a deck building card stuff here. So the cards are the abilities and everything. And yeah, it is very good. I watched the Dark Hunter Path story, the OG without the added characters from Christopher Odd. He made a gameplay series of the Dark Hunter. The story is very good. The things that you can explore in the Abbey, unlocking a lot of collectibles, get a lot of lore background, how they set up this story here. Very, very, very good. I really enjoy it. It's if you like XCOM and you like kind of even like Marvel, this is not the movie people, the characters per se version of the characters. This is like I think from what I understood, very comic book, more kind of canon to a certain point. Of course, you are the hunter. This is like an added character that they bring to. It's like the person that glues the squad for story purposes, but yeah, it seems pretty good to play with. It's one of those that I like to play also because I really enjoy this kind of XCOM kind of feel of in terms of combat and the strategy layer all around it, upgrading abilities and all that stuff. Also, and finally, we got King Arthur Knight's Tales. Again, it's very much tactical RPG, turn-based combat with dark fantasy. It's kind of a darker take on King Arthur kind of lore. Very good. I saw some videos also from Christopher Odd. He started. I think it's Christopher Odd also that I watched a few of these videos regarding this one. Very good. I really hope to play this game also. I'm missing like 6 years of gaming. Almost basically for 6 years I don't have like a PC to play anything. So it's a lot of things that I need to, when I build a PC, to start playing and tweaking and see what's good and not good, and to give a more appropriate opinion regarding that. But yeah, this seems to be a good one. I'm not sure, 40% off, and I suppose even the DLC. I'm not sure if you had to add these things. There is only this edition. I'm not sure if it includes all the DLC, but yeah, not that much. $14, even if 40 something. I think it's a very good price, because I think this game it's very in deep on these mechanics and everything, and the squads and on how they're going about it. It's like a short game that you can handle in like half a dozen hours. But yeah. It's been a long video. I'm going to wrap up here. My goal, get fund me for me to operate my PC, and you already know what to do. If you can, spread the word, and I will see you in the next one. I'm going to wrap up here for today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So till then, Kunamy Master out.